Over the last few days, something interesting is happening in my comment section, in people coming to my DM in the G chat who are already on the platform. And they are openly asking me that, Arpita, we just want to know how the chargeback happened, what are the precautions we need to take, why the chargeback happened. And most importantly, people are asking, why did you not quit Dreamport? Because you had such a huge chargeback. Why did you not quit? Why did you stay? So, I thought, let me just come and talk to you now, because people are being overwhelmed right now by listening to the chargeback thing. And, they want to understand, because I understand no one wants to make such mistakes. And that is one of the major reasons, when I started this channel, I wanted to share everything in reality. I wanted to share the honesty, not just, the rosy pictures, that huge invoices and everything. And this is one thing that my audience has loved. So thank you so much for all the love that you've been showing to me. But at the same time, because when people ask me, Arpita, you are so spot on, your presence of mind is amazing and everything, whenever I get these comments, I actually smile, not because they are complimenting me, but because people do not know what is the cost that I paid to be here, to be present in the moment, to show this presence of mind and be spot on to help the customers. And I also thought it has become now imperative to talk about all of these things right now, because there are so many people who have been coming back to my videos telling me that they have made the sale, they have learned so much from the content, they are actually utilizing those techniques, those strategies in the course, and it is helping them. Yesterday night itself, one of the commenters, she came and she said, Arpita, thank you so much, it is doable, I just made not one but two sales. And she was so high in energy. So that is the reason I thought, instead of talking in series 4, when we talk about Agent's Mind, let me just start now, because I don't want to tell you guys in just 2 or 3 lines. Rather, I want to tell you the entire story of how it happened, when it happened, why it happened, what are the things that you could now do, how it changed my life, the way I look at sales, and also why I did not quit, the most important questions. So yes, it is going to be a long journey, but trust me, you will enjoy every bit of it. So let's begin the story of chargeback. Hi guys, welcome back to your channel Dreamport Journey with Arpita, and this is your host, and today we are going to talk about something that you guys are actually waiting with bated breath, and that is the chargeback story. But before we begin with the chargeback story, I want to first let you all understand that how this entire chargeback happened, because these are those tiny mistakes which we make very early on in our sales, and we don't even realize that how these mistakes are going to be costly in the long run. So this is the story. This story began the day I became too comfortable. When I say too comfortable, that is one of the scariest part in the sales, because the day you become too comfortable, that is the day you let your guard down. And the day you let your guard down, the story begins of chargebacks, not only with me, but with others also, because I know a lot of people who have got them. We will be also, dealing with them as well. We will be also talking about them. So you all know what all scenarios can actually cause the chargebacks, and what you have to keep in mind going forward whenever you are making sale, why that presence of mind is so necessary, why your involvement right then and there with the customer is so important, it's so imperative, why I always keep telling you guys in all the series, in all the episodes that we have been discussing, that you need to be present, you need to understand where psychologically your mind starts playing you, especially when the sale comes after a lot of high and dry. And that is one of the reason today I am where I am, because I learned from my mistakes, I learned from whatever I should not have done. And that is the reason I understand psychology better, because I have been there, I have done that, I have paid the chargeback. So now the thing is, in the last few days, ever since that video is put up with the chargeback, people have been commenting that Arpita, your presence of mind is amazing, this is one thing that we should actually learn from you, you are very spot on in dealing with the customers hesitation in replies. In fact, in yesterday's series also, I think, which was the episode 5 of series 3, one of the commenters, she wrote that She did not know that how, when the customer is not asking for a direct flight, like, how do I pitch them that direct flight is very expensive. And she had a similar customer, but then she did not know that what she needs to do. And that is what she commented, that I did not know that wheelchair assistance or anything was available. If I knew, I would have not lost that sale. So because people like you, my audience, have been so connected with me with everything that I share, that is the reason I am sharing you everything in detail, so that you all don't make those mistakes that I have made. And that is why I told in one of the videos that I have so many things for you all to learn from, so that you all know where you are. So people also say that the way you reassure customer even when the customer is feeling low, that is something that we should learn. That's always spot on with you. Like, you always have the tendency to do it. Like, how do you think about the things on the spot? And honestly, whenever I read these comments, I smile, not because you guys are complimenting. Of course, yes, I genuinely like when you guys like about it, when you know that my people are connecting with the videos. But the bigger reason I smile is because people who are writing these comments, little do they know that this presence of mind, this spot on customer service, this spot on handling the rejections had come from a huge setback, from a painful mistake. It did not come from any success, let me tell you that. It came from mistake, a painful one, which costed me thousands of dollars. So and I think this is the kind of mistake that I would not want to repeat again, and not I would want anybody to repeat again, especially the people who are so much connected to me, to my videos and to the content. And like I said, because we have already spoken about chargeback in the earlier video, I just want to let you know that the chargeback did not begin with the investigation. It did not even begin with the phone call. It began much, much earlier. And like I said, that was the day I became too comfortable. Because looking back today, I can tell you something. My biggest mistake was not that I did not know the process. I knew the process back and forth, because of course by then I had already dealt with so many customers, I had done so many bookings. My biggest mistake was also not that I did not care. I cared too much. That was one of the reasons I got a chargeback. My biggest mistake wasn't even that I forgot something. I did not forget anything. It's just that hearing made a difference. My biggest mistake happened because, like I said, I became too comfortable, and that's where the story begins. So now, this customer for whom I'm going to talk about, for which I got the chargeback, this is one of those customers which every agent at Dreamport would be willing to have, because this customer was one of the nicest and one of the best customers that anyone could get. And let me tell you, this customer came to me on my first day of the live calls. So I think it was the fourth customer on the first day of the live calls, and we had such a good rapport. It began with the call, and the first thing he said is, the minute I greeted and we started the conversation, I still remember very clearly. He told me, are you nervous? I said, no, I'm not. And he said, well, I can sense, but no worries. I am not going to be a strict kind of a customer, because I am a professor myself, so I can sense that. So don't worry, you can let your guard down. And that's how we began the conversation. So, this customer, I spoke to, before making the sale with this customer, I spoke to this customer almost every day for 1 month. Imagine, every day this customer and I used to speak, because he wanted a ticket, and it was also a family booking, like 6 people. So they had to go a lot of back and forth. The route was, he was leaving from Canada, from Saskatchewan, and he wanted to go to Nigeria, Accra, okay, which is Ghana, sorry. And because there were 6 people involved, of course there's a lot of monetary thing which is involved, because the entire ticket had costed us 12,000 GP, that is $12,000. That is what the customer paid for all the people, right? But I got a chargeback of 7,000, and that's what we will discuss, we will tell in the later thing. So when this customer came up, and because there were 6 people going on the trip, there were a lot of questions. Every day he would come with a new question. Every day he will have a new concern. Maybe sometime it was about baggage, sometime it was about transit, sometime it was about insurance. Yes, he was a customer who got to know about our products like insurance, about loss back protection and everything right before, even going to the booking form. He wanted to understand that what all can he get, with along with the ticket. Sometimes he had questions because, he was traveling with children. There were three daughters that he was traveling with. His wife was supposed to travel with. One was infant of 6 months, another one was 6 years, and another one was 8 years. So all children. And because I genuinely wanted to help him, I actually kept answering everything word by word, even without getting irritated or anything, because I remember we were speaking so often, we were exchanging emails so often, that at one point in time, I was so overwhelmed because I am repeating the same things, but because by then, like I said, this was just when I went on the live call. So I was not psychologically prepared. I did not know all the psychological thing which was happening within my brain itself, and how I was processing the information. So right now, when I stand here, when I talk to you, when I tell you about the series, you all understand. But back then, I did not know that what's happening, because I was becoming so overwhelmed with the conversation alone that I used to, of course, get irritated at one point in time that why is it that he's repeating the same thing. By then I did not know, but then he's repeating, when he's asking the same questions repeatedly, that means he needs that emotional reassurance. That came way back later. uh, you know Sometimes our conversations lasted 40 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes just 10 minutes. And in fact, we with me, he also used to search the market as well for the flight options. We used to go back and forth, back and forth. I had sent this customer almost around 120 price codes, imagine. And he also used to go back and forth with the market search and everything, and he used to send me the screenshot. Arpita, see, this is cheaper, see, this is cheaper. And he knew that I was giving him an expensive fare, yet he wanted to go ahead with me because of the trust that he had on each other. That trust was built. And he in fact told me also, Arpita, don't worry, I know your prices are higher from market, but I also understand that because you're working, you need to keep your markup. So no problem at all, you can send whatever is the best that you can send, and don't worry, I'm not going to go with anybody else. That was the kind of comfort that we had. Now you imagine, if customer is giving you that much comfort, how comfortable will you become in the call? And then in fact, when I when he told me that he still wanted to work with me, I was like, why? Like, I literally asked him that, why do you want to work with me when you are getting cheaper options? Maybe, like, he said, no, because I am trusting you, because it's about my family. I want somebody to be involved. I don't want to make the decision on my own. I want somebody to be responsible for everything that I'm doing. I want that assurance that I'm not going to make any wrong decision, because if I do it on my own, I might end up making a wrong decision. That was the first lesson this customer taught me, the psychological lesson, which now I am telling you guys. So, and honestly, if somebody had looked at that situation from outside, they would have probably said that, Arpita, this customer is the perfect. In fact, I remember I had a conversation with my advisor, and he also told me the same thing, that you have got one of the best customers that people actually wait for. So, it's a gold customer. So keep it, preserve it, kind of thing. And I would have agreed, like I said, because everything seemed perfect. The conversations were good. The relationship was so good. The customer was responsive. The customer was engaged. Everything felt normal. Everything felt comfortable. And that is exactly where the danger started. Now, let's look at the dangerous side of the comfort. Because you see, people often think that mistakes happen when things are going wrong. But I don't think that is true anymore, because I think mistakes always happen when things are going right. Now, why do I say so? Because when you have done certain things many times, when you've spoken to so many customers, when you have done so many bookings already, when you have closed so many sales already, you start telling yourself, oh, I know this, I have done this before, I know what is going to happen next, I know this, like, you can just follow the entire process by closing the eyes. And that is, like I said, you become too comfortable because you know the things. And I think that's the dangerous part about experience, because experience gives you confidence, and confidence gives you comfort. And if you're not careful, basically that confidence slowly becomes comfort, rather I said, and comfort slowly becomes assumptions. And what happens once the assumptions come into picture, you slowly start, you slowly stop checking the things same way, you stop questioning the things same way. And then what happens is, you stop being the present the same way. Not intentionally, it just happens, and you don't even realize it. Okay, now the main thing, the 2-hour conversation. So I remember speaking to this customer, after speaking for a month, he finally went to the booking. On the booking form, again, we had a 2 hour conversation. Now you must be thinking, Arpita, what was that 2 hour conversation? Because if you are speaking to that customer for a month, why did again the 2 hour conversation happen on the booking? And that's exactly, our series 3, episode 1 was that, customer ask that one more question, and that's how they go on booking form. Sorry, not episode 1, episode 4. So 2 hours, not because something was wrong, not because, he wanted assurance or something, but he wanted more reassurance, and that caused mental fatigue to me, because I have been doing that one same thing for almost a month. And then a little more reassurance, then his wife wanted more reassurance, questions about insurance, questions about transit again, questions about policies again, questions about traveling with children again, especially with infant, because they wanted a bassinet seat as well, questions about everything. And because I really wanted to help him, I still kept answering. I did not get overwhelmed. I still kept answering. And looking back today, I don't think I was tired physically, like I said, but I was tired mentally. And there's a huge difference, because once you're mentally tired, your brain starts clogging the information that, just get this done, just get this done, just get this done. Okay, fine. I'm giving you one more answer, one more answer, one more answer. And that continued. And you know what? Because when somebody keeps asking you the similar questions for weeks, your brain starts telling, it starts filling the blanks automatically. Like, you start assuming that things must have understood by now because I've already clarified. You start assuming that things are clear. You start assuming confirmations would have happened. And assumptions are dangerous, like I said, because assumption feels exactly like facts until one day that prove otherwise. Now, what shocked me was, so basically, after having that 2 hour conversation, the scary part that is, at that point in time, I genuinely believe that everything was correct. Because if somebody had asked me after the booking was completed whether everything was done properly, I would have confidently said yes. In fact, the customer had actually sent me the names via email. So there was not even an error that I would have made an error of, writing the name or something like that. So what I did, I copied the name and I pasted it. So booking was completed. He eventually made the payment of almost $11,750 something. The form was submitted. The customer was so happy. In fact, after 5 days, he had already called me again, and he referred one of the students. Then he referred 2 of his friends as well. And if you asked me, then I would have told you everything was perfect. And then something happened. A few days later, the investigation was completed. I sat down and listened to the entire recording myself, the 2 hours recording, almost 2 hours, because I did not believe that there could be any mistake. I was convinced I had done everything perfectly. I was so confident that, there cannot be any problem in this booking. I was convinced that the verification was there. I was convinced that I had asked everything that needed to be asked, that is mandatory on the booking form. And then I heard something that genuinely shocked me. I had actually asked the customer the right question, not once, twice, thrice. The problem was never the question. The problem was the answer, or rather, I would say the lack of an answer. Because every time I asked him to verify some information, another question came immediately afterwards. And because I was so focused on helping him, I kept answering the next question, the next question, the next question. And then I answered his wife, everybody, and without realizing that I had never actually received the confirmation that I needed. I asked, but I did not wait. I never waited, and that is the biggest takeaway. I never waited for an answer. And there is a huge difference between asking a question and getting an answer. So, the lesson, looking back today, I think the single realization that changed everything for me was not just the way I sell, not just the way I handle customers anymore, but the way I think. Because today I understand something I did not understand then. And what did I understand? Because the more familiar you become with something, the more your brain starts telling you, I know this, I have seen this, I have done this before. And that's exactly where mistakes begin. Because that is why today, proudly, when people tell me that, Arpita, you know everything, I always tell them I don't know everything. I only know a part of something. Because the day I start believing I know everything like I did earlier, is the day I will stop learning. And the day I stop learning, I know that day I will become too comfortable again. And my comfort has already cost me once thousands of dollars, a very expensive mistake, a very expensive lesson that I will never forget. And I think that lesson began with one customer, one conversation, one assumption, and one answer that I never heard. Now, because, a few months later, that same customer called me and said, Arpita, what have you done? These were his words. And I froze in that minute because I did not know what to do next. And that's the story of how the chargeback started and how it went. Because remember, the sale was made in December. Chargeback happened in June. Because with that one sentence, Arpita, what have you done? So to find out what I did not hear, please stay tuned. We'll continue the same path in the next video. Until then, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll meet again in the next one. Thank you.